That's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing at all.
So let me see. We got Jeb Bush, Chris Christie, and Mike Huckabee. Oh, this is going to be a fun 2016 cycle.
Pope Sparkles. Hi, Sparkles. Brett Hume says to watch Huckabee's waist. He'll lose weight if he's serious. You know, he might have a point. Oh yeah. Oh gosh, I forgot. Yes, Steve Long in the chat room. Huckabee is still thinking of running too. Yes. Oh, gosh. Bush, Christie,
Huckabee,
Santorum. Can I get off this planet, please?
Stop the world. I want to get off.
Yeah. This is where I joined a Texas secession group and just say, let's see if those are our candidates. Let's get out.
I'm down. We could go buy up a chunk of East Cleveland and start an anarchist commune.
Yeah.
They don't patrol there.
Exactly.
It'll be great. It'll be Cleveland, but we can make it work.
Fishy actually makes a really good point here. The best thing about all this, it lets these guys get hit and knocked off early. It's a good point.
In theory.
In theory, yes. All right.
In theory.
All right. Speaking of in theories, history time on VLR. I'm going to put my history degree to use. So, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back. This is Saturday Night Cigar Lounge here on Vigilant Liberty Radio. And we will be back right after this.
This is the Pint-Sized Pundit, and I am here to tell you that anything Taylor says on Saturday Night Cigar Lounge is his opinion and his opinion only. He does not speak for his employer, his employer's employer, or anyone else. He especially doesn't speak for Liz unless she says so.
Here's just a sample of what you can expect when you listen to Amanda and the Edge of Anarchy Monday nights on Vigilant Liberty Radio.
So freedom and liberty can actually help the state. Take marijuana, for example. If we legalize it, we should force Congress to smoke it. I mean, can you imagine the outcome of that? Hey, Senator Reid, I got a great idea. Let's just not tax Taco Bell. Leave them alone. Maybe they'll, take a taco and put it in your burrito and...
That's the Edge of Anarchy with your host, Amanda, Monday nights at 9 on Vigilant Liberty Radio.
Hi, this is Jason Dibbler, co-host of Q with a View, heard every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time on FTR Radio. Right now, FTR needs your help in making the jump into the 21st century through some long-needed equipment upgrades. This is where you, the great and loyal listeners of Great Conservative Talk Radio, can really lend a hand. Visit GoFundMe.com/helpupgradeFTR right now. Your assistance, no matter how small, will help to ensure that FTR can continue to offer some of the best conservative radio on the interwebs. Your donation of $50 gets you up to 60 seconds of airtime on FTR radio 4 times. For $100, your ad will run 10 times, or if you don't want to run an ad, you can have 30 minutes of FTR airtime to talk about anything you want. There are other thank yous for other levels of giving as well, but those are some pretty great offers. We hope you'll consider making a small donation to help keep quality conservative talk radio alive and thriving on the internet. Visit GoFundMe.com/helpupgradeFTR today. Thank you.
This is Ash Scow from the Washington Examiner, and you're listening to Vigilant Liberty Radio, where it's all fun and games until Taylor gets his feels poked.
Back here on Saturday Night Cigar Lounge here on Vigilant Liberty Radio. Thank you, Ash Scal, for recording that and saying that it's all fun and games until my feels get poked. You know, the funny thing that I think needs to be brought up is the fact that in all of these, you know, let's make fun of Taylor Hour, let's knock on Taylor, it's the fact that I do a pretty good job at it myself.
Aww.
No, it's just, I'm an easy person to make fun of, and I understand this. Because I can be a goofy person, like when I talk about thinking of Liz and Jason Pye in bed by accident. We're not going to go there.
Okay.
We just won't.
Okay. I'll let that one go.
Yeah. It's called Taylor. You're having so much. You do just a nice job at sticking your foot in your mouth.
I do that all the time. All day, every day.
All right. So, history lesson time with Taylor as I put my history degree from the... And yes, Pope Sparkles, I do have feels. As Taylor puts his history degree from the University of North Texas. Or, I'm sorry, from University of North Texas. We're not like Ohio State and put "the" in front.
Hey, it sounds more distinguished with the there.
Well, it's on
hey,
the...
I have 2 degrees from there. And
Well, see, there you go.
those say the.
All right.
See that?
Yes.
As I...
You almost had 3. But, anyway. So, our good friends at Vox made this comment. Today, actually, at 10 o'clock Eastern, by Dylan Matthews. On Tuesday, 33 U.S. senators elected in November will be sworn in by Vice President Joe Biden, including 12 who are new to the chamber. This class includes 22 Republicans and 11 Democrats, a big reason why the GOP has a 54-46 majority in the Senate overall. But here's the crazy fact. Those 46 Democrats got more votes than the 54 Republicans across the 2010, 2012, and 2014 elections. According to Nathan Nicholson, a researcher at the voting reform advocacy group Fair Vote, the 46 Democratic caucus members in the 114th Congress received a total of 67.8 million votes in winning their seats, while the 54 Republican caucus members received 47.1 million votes. Then it has a nice chart. All right. This doesn't mean that the Republican majority is illegitimate or anything like that. Indeed, after 2008 and 2012, the tables were turned. Democrats got more Senate seats than their vote share suggested they should. The problem isn't that the deck is stacked in favor of Republicans. The problem is that the deck is stacked... Actually, here's the key word. The problem is the deck is stacked in favor of small states, which receive equal representation in the Senate despite dramatic variance in population. The Senate is a profoundly anti-democratic body and should be abolished. All right. History of the United States. A reminder to Dylan Matthews. 1. When the United States was created, and the fight was going on in Congress, or not in Congress, among the founding fathers about this, at the Constitutional Convention, with the Constitutional Congress, what was discussed was the fact that the small states, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, Vermont, New Hampshire, all pointed out that if there was only one legislative body with representation by how big they were, then the large states could tell the small states what to do. And the large states were like, no, we want to be able to, because we're bigger, we want to be able to, have this stuff. We want to be able to, the fact that we have we're bigger, we should be able to have greater representation. Well, so because that was done, there was an agreement which was reached, which was the Connecticut Compromise, otherwise known as the Great Compromise of 1787, which agreed that the large and small states defined the legislative structure and representation that basically said that, hey, there will be a bicameral legislature which will have the proportional representation of it, as well as the equal representation. Another the greater mass, greater population representation. In fact, one of the things that's really interesting as I look at the Wikipedia entry on this, something that I forgot, was that James Madison and Alexander Hamilton were the ones who were in favor of the proportional, whereas the others wanted there were others who wanted the equal representation. In fact, what Madison said was that a conspiracy of the larger states against the smaller states would be unrealistic because the larger states were different from each other, and Hamilton was like, look, if the small states want equal representation, they're just wanting power, not liberty. So that's why you have the bicameral legislature. And that is why Dylan Matthews at Vox is wrong. So, that is why Dylan Matthews is wrong. And no, the Senate should not be dissolved with. You have Congress. If you want to get more and you want to be more in control and be able to have basically a greater attempt to influence what goes on in the country, win Congress, because they're the ones by population that, can get you more. So basically, what does this what does this mean? It means that Dylan Matthews is an idiot. Well, his thoughts are idiotic. He may not be an idiot. He may be a nice guy, but his thoughts are idiotic, and he's wrong, and he needs to learn U.S. history. That's story time with Taylor. And history lesson with Taylor. And this is why I'm not a history professor.
No, it was good. It was good.
All right. Chad in the chat room. So what Vox is saying is they think the Dems have bigger dicks than the Republicans. Fantastic. Yeah, pretty much. Chad, I like your analogy better.
How do they still have a website? How are they still relevant? I don't understand.
You know what I really think it is? It's the fact that Vox Media owns SB Nation. And SB Nation has some really good sporting sites there.
Gotcha, yeah.
That's why. That's the only thing that I can think of.
I saw
Outside
the
of that,
article where they screwed up, what was it, like 48 articles, or how they screwed up royally. Yeah, it's just, jeez.
yeah, I don't know. They're fun people. But you know what else is fun is taking